Hello and welcome to InvestorToday.ca. I'm your host, Dave Glover. InvestorToday.ca is brought to you in conjunction with RBL Communications, your online IR specialists. We're coming to you live today. It's Friday, the 27th of April, and we are at the Chicago Resource Expo in beautiful Rolling Meadows, Illinois. And I want to welcome my next guest, the Chief Executive Officer, Niël Pretorius, who is with DRD Gold. DRD Gold, which trades on the New York Stock Exchange under DRD and on the JSE under DRD. Niël, very nice to meet you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dave.
You're brand new. I'm sure a lot of people already know what DRD is, but can you give us a quick encapsulation for our viewers?
DRD has in fact changed a lot over the last few years. We used to be a very large deep-level underground mine. We've since completely changed course, and we've now become what is the world's largest recycling company of gold. We recycle and retreat old gold mine tailings. There's a lot of those around, in and around the Johannesburg area, and we've built up infrastructure that's big enough for us to, in fact, access and mine these at a rate that provides an attractive margin.
Fabulous. So where is DRD located then?
Well, most of our operations are in and around the Johannesburg area. Over the last 5 years, we've slowly evolved from being predominantly underground into becoming a retreatment company. We've one remaining underground asset left that we're in the process of selling, and we hope to complete that process by the end of May of this year.
Well, and that must be a very difficult process to bring something to a conclusion. It's obviously been in the works for very many years.
It has been, but we weren't in too much of a hurry to sell the asset. We wanted to make sure that it was transferred into a safe pair of hands, and it's now been sold to the company that was recently established by former Harmony Chief Bernard Swanepoel. And we've taken shares, or we are taking shares for the asset, about $20 million worth of shares, and we believe that those shares might go up in value going forward.
Well, for those of our viewers that are new to DRD Gold, can you give us an idea of your current share price and where you see it going for 2012? It's been a pretty difficult year.
It has been, yes. Our share price over the last 12 months gained about 50%. So we outperformed the gold price quite a bit. I think the gold price is up about 13% over the same period of time. It was off a relatively low base, but I think it's a lot to do with the fact that these surface retreatment operations that we're driving are now slowly but surely starting to perform to expectation.
Well, which brings us to the next question, which is how does DRD plan to deliver then on their investment parameters?
Absolutely, it's very much it's a mega volume environment, so we've got to make sure that we have adequate infrastructure and engineering in place to treat tailings at the required rate. We've got to do about 24 million tons a year of material that we process. We're targeting 140 to 150,000 ounces per annum, and we want to maintain a clear cash margin of between $600 and $700 at current gold price, and that includes the sustaining capital that we have to incur in order to maintain that production run rate.
Well, can you put forth for our viewers what you describe as DRD Gold's best scenario when you're putting forth your investment case?
Well, when I talk to investors, then I use language that not all resources investors are familiar with. I talk about dividends. We've been paying those for the last 4 years. I talk about return on equity, which is also a concept that not everybody brings into their presentations. I suppose in an environment, in an industry where it's about drilling holes and adding ounces, we might be a little bit, we might be the odd one out because our focus really is all about generating cash flows, generating margin, paying dividends, taking whatever spare cash we have, giving that to shareholders. Earlier this year, we bought about $4 million of own shares, brought that back into the company to further reverse dilution or limit shareholder dilution.
Right.
And I think that's pretty much the direction that we'll be steering the company towards. Margin, cash flow, return on equity, dividend play.
So it looks like you've got a pretty strong year ahead of you then for 2012. And as you said, you're paying out dividends, which for a lot of viewers out there will know that is something of an anomaly, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. Last year, at the time when we paid the dividend, we basically paid our shareholders 2% to hold our stock, which is much better than the interest rate in Japan, I can tell you.
I can imagine, yes. Well, as always, when I interview fellows CEOs and folks in the industry, I'd like to give you the last word. Is there a specific message you want to put out there to our viewers about DRD Gold?
Yes, certainly. Well, South Africa, I think, is considered by some to be a relatively risky investment jurisdiction. I don't agree with that. Our assets are all right there. We're a democratic state. We have rule of law. We have a very firm constitution. It happens that the regulator from time to time might do certain things that the gold miners don't particularly like. But we have remedies in order to deal with those, and we do those without hesitation. Security of tenure is very much a reality of our environment. I think we probably have the best security of tenure in the entire African continent. The resource that we have could probably last the better part of 30 years, and we believe that South Africa will be around long enough for us to continue to deliver into the current returns, provide the investment attraction that we're currently providing until we've depleted the entire ore body.
Fabulous. Well, I want to wish you continued success with DRD Gold. We've been talking with Niël Pretorius, the DRD Gold. He is the CEO and president, I guess, or CEO anyway, of DRD Gold, which trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol DRD and on the Johannesburg under DRD. So, thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you for being here, Niël.
Thank you very much.
Again, we're coming to you live from the Chicago Resource Expo. Stay tuned.